Roxbox. It feels strange to be able to backseat without getting punished by italics. I mean, you got to use the backseat pass, but yeah. Right. I have the scene of the Princess Mononoke in my head with the army of pigs rushing over the map. Kind of. But thank you so much, Cecil, for the notification on that one. That would have been a problem. We would have lost the turret. Would have lost the turret there. Yeah, massive wave of attack balls. Surprisingly effective. Maybe we should keep some balls on the map at all times. Well, I mean, there's no point now because we don't have... we sadly don't have any more animal pulses. But that was a surprisingly effective method. Like, crazy effective. No, you're already gone. You lack a spine. Like, you'll actually literally lack a spine. Chemical fascination as well. I mean, trying to get out to these peeps is going to be ruinously hard. So you'd have to be amazing for me to take the chance. AWOL soldier, military trainee, pessimist. Not great. Nimble, though. Got some toxic build-up. Flash whip is actually kind of cool. Very fancy arm. You're legitimately possible for me to get to as well. Anyone out here is dead. You're dead. There's nothing I can do. You could be the best pawn ever, and there's nothing I could do to get to you. But Silas would be able to leap over here, coagulate, pick you up, and bring you back. Do we want you? Again, quality over quantity. Double passion in shooting, though. Passion in melee. Both of them are at a high level. Passion in constructing. Passion in medical. Passion in intellectual. I mean, you're a pretty solid colonist. Okay, Silas, I'm going to need you to help. Okay, assign Silas in particular. Soldier. Go do your thing. Alright, where's the trio? Taking off their gear. Silas is equipping as best they can. This tree is putting on their headdress. Right, Silas, you're wearing the flak pants, good. As soon as you're done equipping, we're sending you out. You're going to wear the smoke pot pack as well. I'll let you do that. It's not a medical emergency. The blood bag is just lacking blood, that's all. Right. You are drafted. We're going to have to move fast for this. I'm actually thinking of making a... You know what? Sure, let's make another apparel setup. It's going to be very like the Vanguard. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to call it... the Vamp Guard. Shut up. Okay. Don't want to hear it. I will allow you to wear plates if it's necessary, but the thing I want on your backs is very specifically... Oh, well, the shield belt is so much better. Shield belt is so much better than fire foam. Oh, it's a real conundrum, that one. I can approve of your commitment to awful puns. Thank you, Dem. I'm trying my best. That feels like a good move to have them. Oh, hello. How are you getting over those without triggering? You have got the luck of the devil. What the heck? Where's the trigger? No, you're not. Go death rest for now. You're now dressed properly. How much time do they have? 5 hours. It's fine. Coagulate will take care of all of that. We're going to bunny hop with our ability all the way over there, coagulate, and then try to capture them. I may need someone to back you up, though. So, Leafy and Thalandra, let's get you guys up here. They won't need to be there until... Oh, Darkest Dodo as well, actually. You get up there. Go. Go. And once again. Coagulate them. This uses up so much hemogen to do. Capture. You're going for the side door. Okay. Get outside. Hold the door open. Take care of any wild animals that head our way. Is that a boar? It is not. It's a turtle. Okay. Well then, you can just deal with it. You can go back to your job for now. It's gone. Good. Actually, most of the animals have moved on. We could probably go and take these people out now if we wanted. Yeah, many of the boar are now awake. Sorry, have had a sleep and are now no longer Manhunter. Because that's the beautiful thing, is we didn't make them Scary infected. We simply turned them Manhunter, which they will get over once they sleep. Damn it. Get you in. All right. And that be how we do. Okay, do I want to go for any of these? Is there any particular reason to? Definitely not their gear. Hard worker, bloodlust, psychically sensitive, not bad. 7 hours. Totally not going to last. 2 hours over here. No, you haven't got a spine. You're not going to make it. Honestly, if you get very far, the animals are going to take you out, so I don't need to think about it. Alright. Did many of the balls go down, honestly? Not really. Not really. Actually, a decent chunk of them did not die. So we're probably going to have to recapture them and set them free again. But You're trying to get off the map, and you're picking the right way to do it. I need the boar to go to sleep, though. Now is the time for me to double check something. Make sure I'm not ever allowing them to cut up wild boar. No. Okay, that's good. Chickens join. Wow. Do I want chickens? Actually, yeah. That is a good amount of chickens. Don't need that many roosters, though. I might allow more chickens, if I'm honest. I'll take more chickens and ducks up to 6. Alright. Right, you went down in the end. 1 hour, blood loss extreme. You've lost too many parts to be useful. Well, that was definitely an interesting time. More of the boar have gone to sleep, woken up since. Another one is gone to sleep. We just need 4 more boar to go to sleep. I can go out and kill the Aavaks. It's not a problem. For now, I'm just going to let people take care of each other. Oh, Silas, I'm sorry. Go about your business. Okay. You've been patched up. First, we want to convert you. You want chickens that were summoned to your colony by your generation of animal bloodlust across a wide area? Yes, I want demon chickens. Because the secret to chickens is that's the only kind of chicken. And anyone who tells you differently has never kept a chicken. There are only demon chickens. Right, is anyone upsetty about boars dying? No. Alright. And this is why we can handle stuff like there's a reason why when we had like a mech hate machine just sat on the map for like 2 quadrums, it wasn't a problem, because we have so many people who adore what they do. Look, maybe I shouldn't use my doctor as an example of someone who enjoys what they do, not when they've killed 2 people and got a 21 mood boost out of that. We're the good guys, remember. But look at this. Look at all of the happy people here. Look at them. Super happy people. We can tank an enormous mood hit and just keep going on. Like we don't need to immediately rush out to deal with mechanoid threats of that nature because of it. When are you going to go to sleep? Go to sleep, stupid boar. You're the last one. Okay, double research, nice. Is the... no, there's the multi-analyzer. Get that hooked up if we can. I'd also like power running through here if I could get it. I do have animal handling on 1 for all pawns. Thank you so much, Satesho. Thank you very much. So that goes down to 4. This goes down to 3, 4, 4. Oh, very specific rules that govern how I set up the priorities. Did I want you to have it as a higher priority, though? Yeah, I wanted Infern to do it as a super high priority. That's like their primary job, and then they do Dark Study after that. And honestly, there is no reason why you shouldn't be doing research as a mega high priority. Oh, meat's back on the menu. And if I can get out there soon enough, so many human noms. Inspired taming. What have we got? Well, we've got some boomalop. I mean, I could have some passive production of chem fuel off that, I suppose, but... Okay. The last one. Please go to sleep. I do not want to have to kill you, because that will actually upset my people quite a lot. At this point, I wouldn't even mind if a trap killed you. Yay, it's asleep. Okay, okay. Everyone, get out there. Ibex. Timberwolf, you're fine. The gazelle. Alright. It is time for peeps to get out and do their stuff. Silas, you can go back to civilian for now. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Right, go. Get everything done that needs doing. We've got so much to do. I've got a bunch of traps to repair. I've got a lot of gubbins we're going to be able to pull in. What's the hauling priority? My hauling priority is really garbage for most people. No, I'm going to bump hauling up. I need an army of lifters. Truly, I do. How's the research going on the long-range mineral scanner? Not too bad. There we are. Food's coming in. Oh. I mean, those should not be there, actually. Okay, I'm going to make a small area right in the middle here. For a very specific thing. Storage. Clear all. Allow fresh, but the only animal corpse I will allow is wild boars. Critical. Please and thank you. If there are any dead boars out here, please. Oh, no. You need that to be open. Right about there. Otherwise, this place gets very hot very quickly. There we go. The balls are being fed to the trees. The trees will happily eat them. We don't have to feel bad about the fact that the balls died. Really? We only just finished. Please stop. Alright, want you two down here. Let the ball come to you, ideally. What is it? Oh, no, really? Oh, I'm gonna have to kill it. This sucks, but it is what it is. You're gonna feel so bad about that. Oh, actually, no. Huh. Is it only if you eat a boar? Oh, maybe a wild boar doesn't count. Maybe when they're wild, it doesn't count against the Ideal Legion because they were attacking us. I think they'll still get very unhappy if they eat boar meat, though. Yeah, it's very much time for a second lifter, but I need another mech gestator, and then I'll need all the steel necessary to make a mech, which is, you know, it's quite a lot of time to be spent, to be honest. It is not an easy thing to achieve. Not even slightly. So I had an extra place for people to eat there. Okay. I might be willing to keep a couple more boar. Maybe. Actually, why am I releasing them? Why am I not slaughtering them? Alright, let's have a look at this. What can I make in a bioshaper? I can make a ceremonial hood. I can make a nerve spiker. Make a ritual mask. What about the ritual mask? Let's have a look at you. So pain shock threshold goes up a lot. Which is very nice. Beauty is -5 though. How does that compare? Right, I'm gonna... This can only be made of one thing as far as I'm aware. Yeah. I'm gonna lock that in so that I can have a look at how it compares to a flak helmet. And I love the fact you can lock these now. That is so amazingly good. So, like a plasteel, let's see a plasteel flak helmet. Obviously, that's a million times better. Let's have a look at a steel one. Still much better. What about a bioferrite one? Oh. Oh. Bioferrite's actually pretty solid. Okay. What about... Well, first, let's just have a look at bioferrite versus steel. Actually, let's have a look at plasteel. Plasteel is only just slightly better. Steel is worse. You know what? Bioferrite should be my backup for these instead of... Look, everyone's going to be fine, okay, with having helmets made of... from evil entities. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why anyone is making a fuss, okay? The metal in your helmet just likes to wriggle a little bit, okay? It's not bad. It's perfectly normal. This is what normal helmets feel like. Well, 6 of these. Actually, we've got so many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, good lord. No, we only want 6. Don't count equipped. Count any ingredients for this one. So don't make these if I've already got 6 plasteel flak helmets sitting around. Oh yeah, take the breast off, pal. I'm sure it'll have no untoward effect on our people if their helmets are alive. In fact, I hear some people prefer it that way. But now that no one is wearing their armor, let's have a proper look at how much armor we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steel plates. We've got a couple of flak pants, unfortunately. We've got very few. Oof. Okay. Need to keep working on that. But the nerve spiker I'd be totally okay with. Let's lock that in. And I want to check what some of the other weapons we can make. Can I make guns over here? I can. I can't make very many guns though, thinking about it. Oh, you know what? In that case, let's compare the nerve spikers with... In terms of DPS, nerve spikers don't even here on the list. They're at the bottom of the list massively compared to my other weapons. But they do have some good utility because they can stun things. I don't think it's necessarily a bad option to have a few people equipped with that. I think I might set up something for getting rid of regional survey. A grav core. Oh. Not what we're going to do, though. I am actually thinking of adjusting this now to also start getting rid of normal weapons. We've got a lot of good... We've got a lot of heavy SMGs now, actually. I think the heavy SMGs over the chain guns is probably the better option. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that while the heavy SMGs, you know, they're comparable, you know, they're not really there, but I feel that the heavy SMGs are way better because of their range, like way, way better as a general rule. Okay, I need to set up a smelt or destroy option. Make... we don't need this smelt apparel anymore, so we'll get rid of that. Details on this one. Do forever, but... This should be for... gear I will not use. So clear all. Don't ever get rid of utility. That feels like I should always have that. I am probably going to get rid of a lot of random gubbins in here. I do like the fact that I can arrange it like this. Get rid of the robes. I'll keep that, I guess. The jackets. It is very unlikely I'm going to get rid of much of the of this kind of stuff. I'll get rid of the sash. There's a lot of apparel that I will not get rid of. Because this is literally just, if it exists, just break it down. Visage mask. Water crown. I'll keep that. Slice cap can go. Shade cone. I hate that we can't make these. It just feels so stupid. Like, I would prefer if they didn't call it a psychic foil helmet. Instead, they just renamed it to I don't know, a stilling cap or something. Because when it's called a psychic foil helmet, it sounds too close to a tinfoil helmet, and that's what it used to be. But it's slowly morphed into something that is actually really good, and I can completely accept that it isn't just tinfoil. They're not just wrapping their head in a bit of metal and being, ha evil thought waves don't get me anymore. But rather, this is made of something very, very advanced. Not something we can easily replicate. Maybe even architechnological. It would be great if they would rename it to something like a psychic stilling something, or still something, or whatever word you want to use, but just make it very clear that this is not just wrapping your head in some tinfoil. This is, in fact, some ultra rare material or some ultra rare technology, and that's why you can only ever find them occasionally, and the only way to get them is to buy them. That makes sense to me. Get rid of blindfolds as well. Right, that's all the apparel. Now, as for weapons, unique weapons, no unique weapons ever. Melee weapons, axes, breach axes, clubs, equal gladius, knife, longsword. There's no reason why I would have these. Spear, warhammer, just get rid of them. Persona weapons, never get rid of persona weapons. Ranged weapons. Now, this part is an important one. Don't ever get rid of a grenade. Maybe the tox grenade. No, don't get rid of those. But short bows, revolvers, recurve, pump shotgun. At this point, that is not something for us. Machine pistol, I will never use it. I'm probably never going to use an LMG, if I'm perfectly honest. Great bows, flame bows, bolt action rifles, auto pistols. Those can simply be broken down. We will rename this Destroy Undesired. Just make sure that bill can reach down there. Yes, it can. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of so much stuff, and that will generate a little bit of steel for us. It'll also drop the value of this area a lot, and I very much am okay with that. Right, let's go back into zone. But yeah, that just that's always irritated me a little bit. It just feels silly, I guess. There we are. Interesting, though, that they were able to stop and fight here. I'm not at all used to that. Alright. It's going to take us a fair old while to get all this done. Anything I can make out of... Can I make... No, that's... Probably flak is always flak. Flak is flak is flak. How many melees have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I would say we need more shield belts. Yeah, go ahead and count the equipped as well. I'm not going to say count those. Well, you know what? Don't count equipped. Just make sure that we've got 6 standing by. Smoke pop, likewise. There we go. Don't count equipped. See, if I want to count equipped, then I have to make a lot more. Though maybe I should. You know what? Okay, sure. We'll go for 15. We'll go for 16. We'll have one spare. We'll do the same for all of these. Keep seesawing on how best to maintain a certain amount of stock of this stuff, because it's so resource intensive to make that it's particularly rough on us if I waste resources making too many. I think the fire foam packs are what my citizens equip. So I'm willing for them to have quite a few of those. These are only equipped by my actual fighters, though. Can they be recharged? Or is it, once it's done, it's gone? No, actually, they can reload them. Can we do that here as well? Yeah, actually, we can reload them. So, yeah, I suppose so. Just make 16 and we're good. For now. Not 116, my lord. Also, who dat? Hey, Polygon Pixie, how you doing? That is fine. It is late and everyone went to bed. Understandable. It is late. Inspired surgery. If I had something to install, I might go for it. But by and large, no. Okay, there we go. Dead boars being eaten by the plants rather than us, which is fine. Oh God. I don't even want this to store dead boars. We've got enough. All right. Then I would like a new sub persona core. Make one. Alright. Bills. Resurrect mechanoid. Forever. I want... Do I want an agri-hand or a lifter? I want another 2 lifters, I think. Help me clean the world a bit. An agri-hand would be fantastically useful though, so I will queue up 2 agri-hands before it. Darkest Odo, how many mechs can you have? So that's 2 lifters, 2 agri-hands. I'd have 3 lifters, 1 agri-hand at that point. Do I need that many agri-hands? 2 is enough. Let's have 2 agri-hands, 2 lifters. I don't want... I could get a clean sweep, honestly, but 2 militors. They can be the last ones for us to make. But 2 agri-hands would allow me to basically demolish every tree on the map pretty quickly. What's the subcore for? It's for making bots. Specifically, these make actually always until I've got 1. Fine. Specifically for making basic bots, the subcores. Right, how are you doing? You're doing okay. Could I do a... Oh, actually, you know what? We've been doing all of this until... Oh, Leafy says, I find make until 2 and only count what is greater than 50% and normal quality is in store. Means the apparel drops to 50%, they change clothes automatically and another is made to replace it. I almost never have to deal with it after. Well, the problem is that I've got 2 very specific clothing types, but I guess I could do that. But the issue there is that when they're not wearing their soldiering uniform, they won't check. They won't like stockpile enough flak armor. They'll only make flak armor when I've got them in their soldiering gear, and they'll only make like shirts and dusters and stuff when they're in their civilian gear. Do you see what I mean with that? But that is a, you know, that is often a good way of doing it, Leafy. But it does start to fall down when you're actively making use of, like, because that's what I've done here, for example. Though in many of them, I'm saying, look, you know, just make sure that every one of these can have the correct clothing on them and stuff like that. It's awkward. What I would like to have is these set up for soldiering. So whatever I have for soldiers, so probably smoke pop. These set up for vanguards, so shields. These set up for everyday, so fire foam, and just the regular clothing. Yeah, counter-equip and make for number of colonists +2. Yeah, that is a definite way of doing it. And also, hello, Simcopter. How are you doing, mate? Welcome on in, Raiders. Hello, one and all. We were just having a conversation on setting up clothing orders to try and automate the process. Holy raids, I know, we've had quite a few. Hello, Simcopter. Sim says, hello, Aavak and friends. What a lovely greeting that is. Chat, if you're not already a follower of Simcopter, then please avail yourself of the button at the top of chat right now. Simcopter is a fantastically positive creator, plays a wide variety of games. Not all of them computer games, some of them mind games. Like, quite literally, Simcopter is intimidatingly good at GeoGuessr. Actually intimidatingly good. But I've seen Sim playing all sorts of games, from like the ultra retro, like the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, all the way up to things like RimWorld and similar games you'd see me playing. So please do drop a follow. They are a fantastic person, not just a content creator. Really, really positive vibes over there. Comes highly recommended. 2 thumbs up. He was playing He Is Coming. This game needs a better title. I mean, does it though? You're talking about it. Sounds like to me they knew exactly what they were doing. Genius marketing move right there. Right. We are trying to work out how best to handle our stockpile of clothing. And as much as I like the idea, I could... I mean, we could just hope that over time it sorts itself out. That is honestly a solid way of doing it. So, for example, I'd only ever want, well, realistically, one of these, because they go there. I'd want... actually, I'd want quite a few of these. I'd want 12 of those. Don't count equipped, only count the ones that are around. I'm going to possibly... Well, no, I'll keep that down, actually. That's fine. 2 kids shirts, make pants should be 16 as well. Sorry, 12. 16, where did that come from? Make pants, make kid pants, make cowboy hats. That should be 6. Though, actually, I guess 3 of them would be for the warm weather and 3 of them would be for the cold weather, wouldn't they? Yeah, that works. 3. We want 6 veils, 3 parkas, 3 dusters. That works. Don't look at that part. We're the good guys. Never forget that you are looking square in the eye of, like, chief good guy right now. We want dusters here, cowboy hats rather. Yeah, that's fine. Over here, though, we want toques, not cowboy hats. And we also want parkas, not dusters. There we go. Oh, damn. No, never mind. Let's unlink all of those. Link, and then change that back up. So, oh no. Okay. Copy settings. Paste settings. There we go. So we want the dusters here. And we want the cowboy hat. So warm weather, cold weather. That should work. I have got kid parkas because, I mean, there's no reason not to, I feel. I can just pop that on there. But you've been playing the recent Odyssey release of RimWorld, haven't you, Sim? If I'm not mistaken, I believe I've seen you playing on that a couple of times. Yeah, Counter-Equipped is a vanilla feature. Now, there are mods that make it even more powerful. For example, there was a mod that I was playing around with. It was kind of like a numbers mod. It wasn't numbers, though. But it allowed you to make your bill orders based on a function. This is a pure vanilla plus modded run, though. So the mods that I have here, I've got a very strict requirement, and that is that it cannot add new content or change in any way the existing content. And that goes all the way down to just changing the pathfinding weightings of the colonists. So things like smart construction, so they never build themselves into a corner and stuff like that, is not allowed because it changes the balance of the content that already exists. In very small ways, I agree, but whenever a new DLC comes out, I feel that it's really important to get a really solid basis of comparison before I start modding stuff that changes that content. But I allow things that change the visuals. For example, I have fallen in love recently with a mod author's content. The mod author is Andromeda and stuff like this. Absolutely beautiful health tab. And really highly functional too. They're also the mod author of the nice bills that you can see here, which allows me to do all kinds of things, including visually comparing. So, for example, this, if I want to compare that to what it would be like if it was plasteel and steel, I can do that. And it just provides the information in such a comfy and digestible way. I adore it. But this doesn't change anything in the game. It just enables me as the omnipresent colony manager to get information in a more a more convenient manner. So, for example, this one as well, pawn quick info. It's just amazing, absolutely fantastic. I can get so much information at a glance. But if you're interested in the mods that I'm using, you can type !mods, and that will give you a link to my Steam collection where I maintain the mod list. So if I make any change to the mod list, it is updated there, so it'll always be up to date. Oh, allow removing. Yeah, no, I've got all of them to allow removing here, so that should be fine. Oh, it doesn't link the setting. You are quite right. I didn't realize. Ah, thank you so much. That is huge. Thank you. That is amazing. And for giving Gravitas, Aavak, I really appreciate that you use Modless. You're welcome. Right. Now, as for the clothing, that covers the clothing side of things, I think, more or less, all the way down. Yeah, it does. So now the armor. So I want 6 flak helmets. We don't count the equipped. We're going to just try and have this system sort itself out over time. 6. Do I want to go with this? I kind of want these to be there ultimately. I want to switch over to just flak rather than plate, but right now we've got the advantage of having, oops, I didn't change that, of having plasteel plate mail. I invested heavily in those resources early on, so we're gonna keep those around until I've got full set of flak to replace them. Shield belts will only be needed on 3 of them for the Vanguard set. Fire foam will be needed on 6, 7, 8 because the Princeps and the Sage also have fire foam packs. Smoke pop will be on the soldiers, so I want 3 of those. Then the plasteel flak helmet is technically better than the bioferrite. It's just not as much, but if I've got spare plasteel, sure, use it. There we go. At this point, actually, Mechanitor stuff. Control pack. I mean, I might want to grab that. Not that one, though. This, though, is well worth me having. That is well worth me having. Sure. Make one of these, do until I have one. And I'm strongly thinking of just moving everything across to the side a little bit. Actually, no, not that one. I want to move this one. Then this one. This one. And this one. Let's go to the Princeps apparel setup. I'm going to turn off the parka. I'm just going to assume that they're wearing dusters for the Princeps. And it isn't a problem for the Sage because they're wearing a burqa. But they should have fire foam on both. Yep. Can I have... Oh, kiddos can have shield belts. Huh. Damn right we want shield belts on our kiddos if we can give them to them. They can't wear the other things, but sure. So I want some more shield belts then. Details, I want another 2. So 5 at all times. Keep the kidlings safe. Soldiers. We want you to have the smoke pop packs. Vanguard shield belts. And you should have the fire foam. You should have the fire foam. There we go. And then, see, I had such plans to give, like, individuals their own clothing, but that just has never materialized, and I'm not even sure how I would make that happen easily, so I'm just going to keep this going. Putting the infant in infantry. No, 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 no. They've got weapons, because if they're caught out somewhere, well, at least they've got a mace to wallop whatever's attacking them over the noggin and maybe get away. And shield belts will keep them safe from gunfire, but we do not allow our children into fights. However, I have, for the sake of the drama, allowed the raiders to have child raiders. Otherwise, this is just pure Randy Random losing his fun. But I'm not even sure that RimWorld actually does like psychological damage from killing infants, even if they're enemies. Kind of like in Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, killing zombie children is still killing something that looks like a child, and so it hits you hard until you become completely desensitized to it, which takes time. But like I kind of felt like that. More steel. I felt like that was appropriate. It fit with, like, the Rim is a dark and brutal place. All right, disruptor flares are finished. Tabulous. I don't want sleep suppressor. That doesn't make any sense to me. Frenzy inducer bioferrite weaponry. The Hellcat rifle and the incinerator. The incinerator. A heavy weapon that can spray a stream of flame into an area. It can shoot in an arc over allies without harming them. The flame burns off rapidly, so it will only ignite the most flammable targets. While the main flamethrower can be used without limit, the weapon also comes equipped with a bioferrite-powered mega burner, which generates a massive blast of flame from the pressurized bioferrite charge. The mega burner unit must be refueled after each use. I'm not sure that's really where we need to be. Avoid provocation maybe, though. Sure, let's begin. Yeah, Child Raiders was a default setting when Biotech came out. I think it adds more drama to the story. Yeah, you know, I do too. That's why I like to turn it on. Right, well, hopefully our crafters can get a bunch more crafting done. There is a lot of stuff to scooch around and burn off. Silas is topping these up, which is great. Honestly, though, I'd love to see more things brought in from outside. We are nearly done on the research for long-range mineral scanner. Once that's done, I think I'm going to give research a little bit of a rest. Allow more of our peeps to get other gubbins sorted. Let's have a look. Are they properly set up? Yep. Shield belt, shield belt, shield belt. Perfect. Wonderful, in fact. In fact, I'm tempted to have Silas just go ahead and equip that. I want to see how this works. Silas, would you please demonstrate how quickly you can change your gear using this? Is it faster than putting on each individual item one by one? Not entirely sure. Either way, I'm going to tell Silas to switch over to the Vanguard setup. Donk. There we go. Silas is now completely set up, and I could clear that, and they can carry on their way. Oh wait, did you? Oh, you. They can't equip weapons, can they? They can. Huh. I would rather not, though. That feels a little bit too specific. Oh, Paco Bing's got a new growth moment. Oh, look how much difference it makes when they aren't lying in bed for an entire, like, milestone period of their lives because of paralytic abasia. The careful shooter was just, it was like, hey, you've got a growth moment. You can have careful shooter. Why are you still looking at me? I've told you what you're going to get. You don't have a choice. They slept through the entirety of their childhood. But this time, look at this. Yeah, childhood paralytic abasia was rough. Very rough. Also, I don't know why Automod was like, rawr, how dare you. But yeah, that was rough. They dropped podded in with paralytic abasia, and it was like they were a colony joiner, so I had to accept or refuse, but of course we accepted. But yeah, that was rough. 30 days of just being in the hospital through basically the entire first growth moment of their childhood. Remember that time the only choice was lazy? Okay. They've reached the biological age of 10 and has experienced a growth moment. He's become interested in a number of new activities, including doing meaningful work. Paco Bing is thankful that he rarely feels sick and is interested in spending more time exploring the wilderness with friendly mechanoids. I mean, I'm not sure about that one because our tribe is actively pursuing the goal of learning how to ascend and pierce the heavens in order to find the mechanoid god and dethrone them, but sure. They'll now do doctoring, wardening, construction, and art. We can choose 2 skills to give them a passion. 2 skills, wow. And 1 trait. Tough. Or I could choose to give them no trait. Oh, we're absolutely going with tough. There's no way I will pick not tough. They would have to give me an awfully tempting offer that was opposed to tough, like fast learner or something for me to be willing to pick that. I can't give you a passion in melee, but I would like to. But you are a careful shooter, so shooting seems solid. Sanguine would be another solid one, yeah. Mining, maybe? Sure, I'll give you mining. Miners must love the mines. Indeed, the children yearn for the mines. Okay. Well done.